Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of Heal Yourself, A Return to Wholeness, the Integration of Body, Mind, Soul, and Spirit. I'm also the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey into Unconditional Love, available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do readings, Twin Flame, Romance, Life Path, and Purpose. You can book that at my website, fondinwellness.com. We are in the midst of doing Twin Flame Divine Feminine Boot Camps, number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is called The Healing. The links are below if you want to sign up on demand. In this video, we're going to speak about why is it that you cannot ruin your twin flame connection? The reason I'm producing this video is because of you guys. I've received messages from viewers, and not only that, but in my coaching sessions as well, of many desperate twin flames who believe that they did something or said something to absolutely positively ruin their twin flame connection. And they come to me with a lot of despair in their voices and saying like, I did this, I didn't do this, or whatever. And they're really fearful that they actually ruined their twin flame connection, and they're thoroughly convinced that their divine masculine in particular will not come back to them as a result. I say this from first-hand experience. The experience is right here, guys. That I too thought that I was ruining my twin flame connection, because early in the process, when my twin flame divine masculine told me that he didn't want to see me anymore, I got pretty crazy over text messaging. I said some things to him that I probably shouldn't have said. I was really angry because I didn't understand why he broke off the connection in the first place. And so I was like a mad woman, like texting him like crazy. And then I was learning at the same time what was happening with the twin flame journey. And at that moment, at that particular time, I really didn't know a whole lot about the twin flame journey, or if any at that time. But then because we had constant contact with one another, the crazy texting went on for like a couple of months past that, because I was super frustrated. I was like, I don't get this. Why is this? Like, why can't we have a conversation about this? But I would send these really lengthy text messages to him. And I think that my twin flame divine masculine thought that I was legit crazy. And I did try to backtrack after that and say like, you know what, I'm sorry. Like, sorry I sent all these. But I think by that time I was thoroughly convinced that there was no way, shape, or form that this dude would ever contact me ever again. And it was really hard because I had to see him. And I was like, oh my God, he thinks I am off the wall crazy. And lo and behold, after a long period of separation, we did come back into contact, and it was him that initiated the contact. So I want to tell you, and I've heard other twin flame stories of this as well. I've heard twin flame stories where the other twin blocked them completely and then unblocked them. And I know that has happened to many of you. I, at one point, thought my twin flame blocked me. I wasn't sure if he actually blocked me, but I don't think he actually did. I haven't had a chance to ask him yet, but I don't think he actually blocked me. But I've heard many other twin flames who have done really crazy things to push their twin away or to create a lot of conflict and strife in their twin flame connection. And twin flames always come back together. Now, here's the reason why, you guys. Here's the reason why you cannot ruin your twin flame connection. It's because you have a soul contract together. You and your twin flame, whether you are divine feminine or divine masculine, it doesn't matter. Both of you have a soul contract you need to fulfill here on earth together. It's God's divine plan. So even if for the moment you guys are in separation, or you're in an on again, off again twin flame connection, either way, you cannot ruin it, because you guys have work to do. Like, you have a soul contract to fulfill, and it's God's will that you fulfill that soul contract. In another video I produced, and it's most definitely in my boot camp, I speak a lot about free will choice. And the free will choice is not designed for you to not fulfill a soul contract on either side. That's not what free will is about. Free will is about the pathway you take to get to your soul contract. It's true. You and your twin flame have complete free will as to the pathway that you're going to take to get to your soul contract. You could take a lot of diversions, you could take a lot of mountainous obstacles to get to your twin flame contract, but inevitably, divine plan is going to lead you there. And it could take 1 year or it could take 20 years. Who knows? Every twin flame's journey is completely and utterly different. Have you ever had a person in your life that you really wanted to get rid of? I've had a couple of those in my life where I knew the relationship was over. I wanted to get rid of them so badly. I wanted to move away from them, get away from them, not contact them anymore. Like, believe me, I've had at least 2 hardcore people in my life that I was like, I wish this would just be over. And that person somehow keeps popping up into your life and you're like, why? Why do they keep coming back in my life to bother me? I just want them out. I want them out of my life. And sometimes they come disguised as relatives or ex-spouses or ex-boyfriends or girlfriends. But for some reason, those people keep popping back up. And I love Dr. Wayne Dyer. He used to say, they're like the turd that won't flush. He's like, you flush and whoop, there it pops back up again. I always loved that analogy because that's what happens with certain people in your life where you think you've gotten rid of them and here they are again. What is the reason for that? Well, the reason for that is you have a soul contract with that person. It might not be a soulmate connection. It might not be a twin flame connection, but it could be a karmic connection where you guys are just still working out your karma together because you have a soul contract to work out that karma in this lifetime. And until you and that other person work out, for example, in this example, until you both work out that karma in this lifetime, that person's gonna keep popping back up into your life, even though you really super duper want to get rid of them. And that's the reason why. It's not that you do A, B, or C as an action, reaction, or if you act like a psycho freak. The fact of the matter is, if you have a soul contract with a person, inevitably you're going to come back together to work that stuff out. A twin flame situation is the ultimate of soul contracts because the reason you guys come together is to figure out how to live unconditional love. And just like the subtitle says in my book, the journey to unconditional love is because that is the whole plan and purpose of your twin flame journey, is to live out unconditional love. And of course, by letting your twin flame go initially when you go into that separation, by letting them go, that is a gesture of unconditional love. You let them go, you let them figure it out and lead their lives and figure out the pathway back to you. So that is unconditional love. And of course, as you guys come together in couplehood, if that is your divine destiny, which it is for most twin flames, as you come together in couplehood in this lifetime, you guys are working through those issues that are perhaps keeping you back from the feeling of unconditional love. And also for you guys to be able to advance God's agenda of unconditional love on the planet through your example. It's not as if you're going to be the perfect couple, because most twin flames are not the perfect couple. I will tell you that firsthand right now. That's the big secret. Most twin flame couples are not the perfect couples. They're not the picture of bliss, happiness, and joy. They're just not. Twin flames come hardwired into this earth plane with a lot of baggage. And when they come together and they really merge in that unconditional love, it's because they have that baggage that it makes it so much more valuable. What is the value in coming together in unconditional love with two people who have zero baggage, zero problems, and everything is hunky-dory? There is no value in that. The value comes from the hard work that you both have had to go through to make it to the top, to like get through all the garbage that you guys needed to cycle through in order to come together and have the true essence of unconditional love, which is unconditional acceptance. Isn't that true? Because if you can accept someone with all of their baggage and all the garbage that happens between the two of you, then you have really attained what it means to love somebody. And then in that manner, you can provide the example for others on earth. And some of you might also be teaching others about how to get along as couples and romantic partnerships, relationships, business partnerships and relationships, whatever it is. But oftentimes twin flames do have a mission together to teach others about what it means to love unconditionally. Now, that may not be the case for you and your twin flame. And in that case, when you guys are back into reunion, it's about shining the light for others. It's about being that light for others. But I want you to step out of despair right now. If you've been in despair because you're like, well, I had an affair when I was married, I had an affair with my twin flame, or I didn't divorce my partner when I said I would, all of those things that keep you in guilt and shame, which are lower energies, you need to forgive yourself, love yourself unconditionally, do the best that you can to rectify the situation that makes sense for you and for your life, because every situation is totally different. There is no one size fits all. And in my video, the Twin Flame Matrix, which I will, if I remember, I will put the link below to that video, but in the Twin Flame Matrix, which was a channeled message from Angelic Presence, they told me that there is no one size fits all to reunion with your twin. Everybody's matrix looks totally different. So you can't ruin your twin flame connection. You want to act in the highest level of light and energy. Of course, you don't want to be a crappy person to your twin flame or anybody else for that matter. Of course, there's no excuse for that. But if you're acting in the best way possible, trying to make the best choices, trying to improve yourself and your emotional, physical, psychological, spiritual well-being, then you're doing the best that you can. And sometimes you're gonna lose it. Sometimes you're gonna blow up. Sometimes you're gonna get frustrated and angry and impatient with your twin flame, and that is also a part of the process. So cut yourself some slack. You didn't ruin it with your twin flame, no matter what you said, what you did, or what you did not do. You can't ruin it. If you are truly a twin flame, if your divine masculine is truly your twin flame, or divine feminine is truly your twin flame, you have a soul contract. There's nothing you can do to ruin it. Inevitably, you guys will circle back around to work that soul contract out. It's just bound to happen. I hope this helped. I hope it gave you hope for this day and moving through your twin flame journey. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and sharing with others. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.